Hey, it's Matthew David, and I want to talk about something that's not so exploited, but it's so common. So recently, I was just not feeling right for quite a while, and feeling fatigue and weakness, and just a lot of symptoms that could be indicative of all sorts of conditions. So if you stay with me, I'm going to tell you what I did to discover what was going on that I think many people would like to know about that haven't heard of this. And I'm just going to give you a word from my sponsor first, so stay tuned.
Listen, there are two types of people in this world. People who believe they can and people who believe they can't. I'm pretty sure you already know who I am. You see this, McCain. This is my secret. You know, probably you never heard of it because you are swinging around your local coffee shop and congregate with the sheep. Bah, bah. What's wrong with you anyway? So what you waiting for? Go on MOCAINE.com and little Tony will ship you some little baggies, risk-free, to try out. You should be killing it. You should be living like me. You should be living like me. But you ain't, right? You're missing this. This is the secret. This is the fuel to complete your mission. I'm putting powder all over the streets. I don't want to hear any more excuses, okay? You work for me now. I want you to be my customer. Go on MOCAINE.com and do the McCain Miracle Morning. I'm not gonna ask you again. So good.
So whenever I would go visit my friend, the late Dr. Jim Walters, and he would always do the checkup on me. Anytime I wasn't feeling good, he'd always make me laugh, and he would create some sort of humor, and that actually shifts the vibration so that you can recover a lot faster, get you out of your spell. So I'm hoping you found some value in that video, and maybe on such a serious subject we can find some humor in this. I went to see a practitioner that uses a machine called a Zytoscan, Z-Y-T-O, and the machine is very powerful. I've used it throughout the years. Whenever something seems off and I'm not shifting energy fast enough and I'm not feeling the results I want to have from the mind-body connection, then usually there's something going on that needs to be detoxed or addressed as a deficiency. Like the best-selling author Raymond Francis says in his book, deficiency and toxicity are at the root cause of cellular malfunction, and that's the disease process. So I went and had the Zytoscan done today. In fact, I got the scan right here, and the top things that were stressing my body out, it looks for energetic stressors, and it's so precise that it's mind-blowing, are high levels of herbicides. Okay, herbicides. So somewhere in my regimen, and it's not hard to tell where it came from, I've been exposed to herbicides, and that would be indicative of many of the symptoms I've been having. So now what I have to do is I have to cleanse and detoxify and get the body clean of them. And the reason why I'm telling you that is some people can go a long time and not realize that, you really cannot spray poison that would normally cause you to get sick or even cause a fatality and put it into your environment and not think that it's going to get into, the water supply, get into the house for people tracking it in, or get into the air where people breathe it and ingest it through the air. And I live in a country setting where a lot of that happens, and it really got the best of me this time. So I'm glad I figured out what it was, and now I can get to the detoxing part of it, and hopefully, you know, the root cause of where it's getting into my system, and omit that from my daily habit, because then I can recover and be well and strong and healthy. And the fact that I don't feel good at all for quite a while means that I needed to go find out what was going on, because I'm usually on point. Like, I know exactly what to put in my body, how to operate my mind, my consciousness, etc. But see, that's the power of some of these environmental toxins out there. They can mimic, you know, the ingestion of these things can mimic so many conditions that you can think, you know, something's really wrong with you chronically and systemically, when in fact nothing's really wrong with you. It's just you're being poisoned. So this is the time of year. A lot of people are spraying. They're trying to kill weeds and, you know, pesticides, herbicides, fungicides. And the closer you live to an area where that's being sprayed or that's being done, you might want to just be cautious of that and take measures so that it doesn't get into your, you know, body as best as you can. And if it does, you know, what I use is the magic formula from our company, the brown seaweed extract. That's a detoxifying and cleansing agent, as well as, you know, getting my minerals up and my vitamins, etc., to keep my cells functioning properly. And this is the world we live in. So welcome to insanity, where everything is toxic. So that's the message for today. And really the point here is there are other ways to get answers. So the Zytoscan machine, many natural health practitioners use it, is one of my go-to places where I really want to find out what energetically is stressing my body, stressing my organs, my brain, my tissues, my cells. And maybe I'll show you this. Maybe I can show you this and show you how precise this is. It's just amazing. Right there, you see that? The top ones? Herbicides. The root cause of disease, according to Raymond Francis, is cellular malfunction caused by deficiencies and toxicities. So hopefully, you know, one day the world will wake up and we can realize that we can't put this stuff into our environment and expect to have health as a result. Hey, it's Matthew. So on a positive note, I'm feeling a lot better, and the solution is usually right underneath our nose, and it was for me quite literally. So let me just share that with you right now. And it's just ironic how it's just readily available. So when I ran the Zytoscan, the top neutralizing substance, see, the way the machine works is you put your hand on it and it reads the electromagnetics and the meridian system. It runs a scan through your entire body. And because it's seen so many commonalities, you know, with thousands or tens of thousands of people, it can find these, you know, these items and tell you like what it's picking up energetically. So it can pick up things, you know, viruses, bacteria, toxins, etc. So anyway, once it finds these stressors that are out of range, it has a circle. Everything in the circle are stressors that are within range, and everything outside of it are out of range, which means that they're affecting you. So those show up as red, and in range are green. And so 70% of the in-range stressors on the machine went into balance with one product for me, which was magnesium chloride. Well, our magnesium product with Complete Essentials is magnesium chloride at 140,000 parts per million in angstrom ionic size. So what I did was, by the way, this is, I got through my workout. I finally got enough in my body to feel better, but I took a pretty large dose of our magnesium. I usually take enough to get through the day, but I had to, you know, triple up on it and let me turn around and take extra so I could neutralize the toxins in the body. That's one of the benefits of magnesium, is that it can neutralize the toxic substances. They're like acids in the body. So you can do Epsom salt baths too, Epsom salts. And something you should just do. It's one of the overlooked things. I've never talked about it in any of my wellness videos, but it's something that everybody should be using anyway, because even if you have an allergic reaction to certain foods that you eat, etc., your body it uses your magnesium stores to buffer the acidity from the reaction. And so, you know, these acids, a lot of these poisons that we get from, you know, our toxic world, they need to be neutralized and cleansed out of the body and buffered. And magnesium is the way that your body does it. So you have to replace those magnesium stores. And magnesium also helps support glutathione in the body, which is so important in this process of detoxification. So I'm not even kidding you. Like, I tripled down on my dosage of magnesium, and I'm feeling like, I guess, 60% better, which is good enough. You know, it got me through my day. I didn't think I was going to be able to work out at all. I didn't think I was going to be able to do anything. Everything hurt. Earlier, I don't know if you can see the difference in the video, but I looked like I was like, felt like I was dying when I was like taking that video. I felt sick, and I felt unwell, tired. I was so tired I could barely even keep my eyes open in that video. So I don't know, I feel a lot better, and I'm sure it'll get better and better as the day goes on. But here I am, I'm walking outside again. I don't know who's spraying around here. I don't know how I got so heavily affected, but this is the world we live in. You'd think that being out in nature, you'd be fine, you'd be safe, you'd be protected, but I guess when I wander up, you know, up and around through the hills and walking through fields, etc. I was going through cornfields and stuff. I shouldn't have been doing any of that stuff. Obviously there's going to be chemicals around, so I got into something and I feel a ton better. That's how fast the body can operate if you can support the body, and so that's what I did. So anyway, the machine showed me that the magnesium chloride would help bring that into balance, and that's what we sell. So I thought, that's interesting. I can just use my own product, which I do anyway. I just needed to do more to neutralize it, and I'll probably take an Epsom salt bath tonight, tomorrow, and just do a couple days of that to really saturate my body with magnesium to go ahead and neutralize the toxins and the you know, whatever I got into. I know what I got into. It says it right on the sheet. It's herbicides. So anyway, I just want to tell you that's straight up, no joke. I mean, I'm not making a pitch. I don't care if you buy my product or somebody else's product. I feel better. It's, you know, health is everything. I was not feeling good, and this was going on for quite a while. And I guess, you know, the level of magnesium that I'm used to using is enough to get me through, because I've always been doing fine. And I should have known. Now that I'm looking back, it's now starting to add up. When I started to feel well, I was also experiencing muscle cramps, fatigue, and those are a lot of signs of magnesium deficiency. So my use case for magnesium was increased because of being poisoned, because of the toxins. And interestingly enough, you know, the other day I just had a known allergen. And so, geez, what is the universe showing me? The universe is making something so abundantly clear. I need to tell this message to everybody. I need to tell you how important this is, because I've just recognized within myself the signs and the symptoms and all the telltale, you know, red flags that come up. You know, fatigue, you get the, you know, the cramping, the muscle twitching, started to have all that stuff. You know, and if you got any kind of allergies to the outdoors, well, when the body experiences an allergy, it has to deplete its stores of magnesium to buffer the acidity that happens in the body. So what happened was my normal burn rate, I do 6 droppers every day of our magnesium, including the Electrolyte Pro, which also has the fulvic acid, and the fulvic acid helps buffer out a lot of the toxins like the fluoride in the water, all that. Not to mention the magnesium helps your brain because it helps stop the process of absorbing all that fluoride from the water supply that's so readily available for everybody. Anyway, my burn rate went up because not only am I training a lot under the same amount of stress I'm always under, but with the allergic episode I had the other day, and also with the herbicide poisoning, I can look back now. I can see how all this happened. It's amazing when you start to understand that this is not a mystery, that science already knows all this stuff. It's just amazing. Okay, so another tell that I had was I use a product from our Alpha Upgrade called Prostate Reset, and Prostate Reset has been amazing for me. You can get a free bottle, by the way. The link is below. Prostate Reset. If you're a guy over 40, it's diindolylmethane. Diindolylmethane is from cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, etc. And what it does is it helps cleanse the liver of the estrogens that are building up in our body. Hey, where did all the men go? This is the whole conversation. They call them soy boys now. Well, it's really not that funny because hormones have consciousness. I've talked about this. So the hormones, you make someone estrogen dominant and the hormones are conscious. I mean, so now you have a completely different persona that arises out of that vessel. That physical being has a different persona, different characteristics. Millennials, they call them soy boys because they're so full of soy and estrogen. I mean, you look at them, they're puffy. I mean, you can tell soy makes you gain weight. That's what they use it in livestock for. They use it to fatten the animal as fast as possible. So when they got soy in everything, all fast food restaurants, soy everywhere. So anyway, I use the Prostate Reset because it helps me detoxify the xenoestrogens that store in the liver. And what that does is it allows me to keep my natural testosterone at optimal levels. So I don't have to go dope and take all of these, injections that, a lot of the guys I work out with they take their testosterone cypionate from their doctor, or some of them don't even get it from the doctor. They take it from the black market. And, they do that because they're all being poisoned too. They're all got estrogen dominance if they don't do something about it. And I just use a natural substance. I don't want to ruin my body by taking a bunch of drugs. So I use diindolylmethane. And what happens is, the cool part about diindolylmethane is you can pee orange. And if you pee orange, what that means is that the substance did its job. It's cleansing the liver. That's the xenoestrogens coming out of the body. And so lately, ever since this onset of this stuff going on with me, my pee has been just dark orange. And so that's a tell right there that, all of these toxins that I got into, they're heavily estrogen dominant. Isn't it interesting how, they talk about a lot of the, the cancers that people get, from a lot of these toxins, these herbicides, pesticides, etc. Well, isn't it interesting that they also have that component of the hormones, the estrogen, etc.? Well, what do you think was coming out of my body like the last week? I can see it all, perfect hindsight. The muscle cramps, the orange urine, the twitching, the tiredness, the high level of anxiety that started to come back. Okay, now that's a domino effect. If I don't neutralize that stuff, it's going to continue to cascade down further and further. So it's going down and down and down, creating more stress, creating more acid, and the body doesn't have enough reserves to lend any magnesium to neutralize that acid. So
I'm Chris with Complete Essentials. Do you want to feel your best every day? Not sure what vitamins or supplements to use? Minerals are the currency of life. Minerals are the most important fuel our bodies require. Without minerals, vitamins cannot work. Shockingly, most people are deficient because our food supply lacks what we need. Discover the fuel your body needs to get moving again and reap the life-changing benefits. Our free Mineral Secrets course, Monotomia, is the answer. Health means everything, so go to monotomia.com and get the info now.
There it is. I feel better. Amazing. Within hours of saturating my body with more magnesium chloride from our company, I use the Ionic angstrom size particles, and I just tripled up on it basically for now. And now I have an increased burn rate because my body's trying to detoxify. And then I'm going to do an Epsom salt bath tonight and tomorrow night and continue this process. And most importantly, I don't know where that poison's coming from. It could be from anywhere, but I'm not going to walk off into any cornfields anymore, I'll tell you that, or into anybody else's grass, etc. I'm going to stay on the street, and I'm going to try to keep myself away from that. So I've learned a ton here from this experience, and I've just shared it with you, so hopefully it's food for thought. Take care.